Why am I not being questioned? We would love to talk to you if you would be willing to talk. I'm literally standing here waiting. Well, we were trying to talk to you, but you wanted to make phone calls and all those things. If you'd like to talk, we can talk. You're well aware. Hey. A lot. That's not something. Well, soon because I asked for a lawyer for the boys. He's saying because we talked yesterday. I'm asking him. I'm sorry. I'm really. I understand. You never like to be worked up. I'm just trying to sort it out. Right. So on your what grounds are you question what prompted them? There was a wrong.
Oh my god, bro, of course. Of course. That happened to me. Of course. Of course that happened to me. Of course that had to happen to me. Of course. That had to happen to me. 360, boom. Why, mate? Okay. Relax. I'm relaxed.
13-year-olds will work. Some of it. You're absolutely correct. But I do. This is why we need our lawyer to make this happen. I don't have a phone.
I might have been listening.
So this needs to happen.
Why?
Immediately. Whoever we call. After getting little to no answers from the detectives, Tween's father calls a lawyer, hoping he can intervene. Even with legal counsel now on the way, detectives press forward with the interviews, fully aware of the risk they're taking. At the same time, ever since the boys left with the police, a search of their homes has been underway, and very soon, it will begin yielding crucial evidence for the interrogations. As both brothers wait for their interrogations to begin, it quickly becomes clear that one of them is about to be treated very differently. Because Hunter had been significantly more talkative the day before, just a softer, more casual, friendly approach, and even his interrogation room reflects that. Levi, on the other hand, is placed in a cold, cramped room, subjected to the kind of interrogation tactics typically reserved for an adult suspect. Based on the scratch marks alone, detectives strongly suspect Levi is the killer. But there is still nothing ruling out the possibility that Hunter may have helped him, especially after learning that Levi has significant mobility issues. Now, with a lawyer on the way to the station and two furious parents pacing outside, the clock is ticking. So detectives split into two groups to question the boys simultaneously. And as the questioning begins, Hunter's interview escalates far quicker than expected.
You don't hit the very end of it. What? I wasn't paying attention.
You know, first of all, but I don't feel like I don't know, it's much as she's starting to fight. So, yeah, we're here to talk, ask questions, get your story. I know you told more a little bit. Um, yeah, I want to say, um, I don't think my brother would be able to, but because that day, because that day, he felt like a very wide surface, of course, had a strict face. His face was scratched by a cat. We talked about it, and it certainly looks like Lewis has some, like, the coincidences are there.
Oh,
At this stage of the interview, Hunter, completely unprompted, begins talking about the scratch wounds, which he believes are the most concrete evidence against his brother. But while he frames it as a coincidence, back at the house, he's executing the search warrant, notice something that immediately casts doubt on the story. On Rebecca's bed, they find the family cat, Marshmallow, sitting completely calm. But more importantly, the cat's claws seem far too small to match the injuries on Levi. This information is relayed back to detectives at the station, where Hunter and Levi are being interviewed. While Hunter appears eager to talk, Levi's interview is moving far more slowly, as detectives focus on building rapport and choosing their words extremely carefully. So seeing just how much more talkative Hunter is, investigators keep their focus on him for now, hoping he can offer further insight into his brother, or perhaps even turn on him.
He had extra, like, red scratch marks on his face. It's almost suspicious, but like I said, terrible. I'm gonna keep saying this, but this makes me feel really upset because a lot of evidence was filed against him, but like, I mean, I don't know if you guys expect anything.
How do I stealth that fast?
I really don't believe he could do anything like that. Even though.
Wait, no. Oh.
Because anything like what? Hurting somebody or acting out.
Do I have like get on that little edge of the wall?
No, like I said, no, he doesn't behave weirdly with trigger. He just doesn't. He's just quiet. It's upsetting for him. Like he started crying when he got back to his house because he said he never gave us an explanation as to why he's triggered.
Interestingly, although Hunter describes the suspicious behavior he's noticed from his brother, he continues to insist that Levi could not actually be responsible for the murder. But detectives can't tell whether his reaction is genuine or part of a calculated effort to distance himself from the crime. At this stage, though, they're fairly certain Levi is the culprit, and decide it's time to stop speculating and focus on something more concrete. So they turn to a key piece of evidence Hunter can't deny, something they had kept hidden from the twins. A watch recovered from beneath Sheila's body. One investigators initially dismissed, but now strongly suspect belongs to one of the two boys. And whether he realizes it or not, what he says next will seal their fate.
What is this? Oh, I forgot he does that. I forgot he does that. I just forgot.
Yeah, I remember his name.
Boom. Boom.
After he sounded, the way he said, I don't know what I was. I don't feel a person would say that. A person would say it that way, knowing that, they wore their watch if they did. Or do you say purposefully? We don't know what is there? How would he even do that? He's disabled. How would he sneak out of the house, get into the house, stab somebody? Is it true that he that them? Is that true? Did you find DNA evidence?
What a level 2.
So there's no way he would do that. There's some stuff that happened at the case. There's no way. There's no way. If he. There's no way.
No. Style.
There has to be so much blood evidence. There has to be some misunderstanding.
At the thought of his own brother being responsible for the murder, Hunter appears to completely break down. Detectives realize he's now too emotional and overwhelmed to provide any more reliable information, so they decide to end the interview. Despite failing to secure a confession and not fully believing it as a suspect, they learned something important. More insight into Levi and confirmation is indeed at the scene. But just outside the interrogation room, the boy's parents continue arguing with deputies, and with a lawyer coming to intervene, investigators are running out of time. If they want to secure an admission, the interview is shut
Bro,
down,
okay, now why am I not
they need to
moving?
raise the stakes with Levi. So the detectives interviewing him finally move on from building rapport and shift the conversation to the scratches, testing whether his explanation matches the one he gave the day before.
I mean, I know something happened down the street. The car is short on the street in front of me. Right. They walked with right? So we're not going to find out. I mean, I've already talked to FBI investigators. My cat had randomly called me up with all I saw, like sitting on my neck. So it like scratched my face. I saw very bloody, obviously. There was a lot of scratches on me. Usually, because of my disability as well, I use like a shower chair. Yeah. Because I can't really stand for that long without getting like super fatigued and falling or like walking around for too long. I didn't use the shower chair, but I didn't want to make a bunch of noise and make anybody up. So I ended up literally falling. And I fell and like hit my head on the shower hose. Where you hit it? Just like around here, like right here. So I don't know if I'm gonna bleed more. Yeah.
As Levi once again over-explains the incident, detectives notice he makes a point of emphasizing that the injuries became worse after he slipped in the shower. But something else in Levi's account
That's weird.
his medical condition.
Or it's not.
Reviews his
I don't
records
think
and
it's rare to
discovering
get
that
this
Levi
guy.
has cerebral palsy.
I don't think
This
it's really
brings the
rare to get
detectives
that.
back to an earlier question.
What?
Not only is Levi just 13 years old, but his disability
I
raises
guess. That was good
serious
luck.
doubts
I'm
about whether
sorry
he was
though.
even physically capable of carrying out such a violent attack
Yes,
on his
a
own.
couple. That was a
especially
lot of
considering Sheriff
luck
fought
in a
back.
row.
Investigators know Hunter is physically stronger, has no disability, and shares many of the same interests in true crime as his brother Levi. At this point, detectives are realizing they may have prematurely cleared Hunter, treating him more like a witness than a suspect, and in doing so, may have lost their chance to implicate him. But with the pressure mounting on Levi, this may be the perfect opportunity for him to turn on his brother. And for the first time during his interview, the bond between the twins is about to be truly tested.
We get in, and like 15 minutes later, Mom starts a bunch of sirens outside, and she opens the window and she's like, "Oh my God, something happened to me." And me, already in a panicked, weird state, I kind of started getting emotionally triggered. And when she said there was a bunch of animals outside, I like started to freak out even more. I just felt even worse because and I started feeling even worse. Just to the fact that the same night that something happened, or something like that had happened, that I had an injury of my own.
Although Levi never directly blames his twin brother for the murder, he seems more focused on how bad the situation already looks for him. And as the interview continues, it would only get worse, because detectives begin receiving critical updates from the house search that is still ongoing, and officers have started uncovering disturbing items. Inside Levi's bedroom, officers recover a journal containing violent writing and repeated references of wanting to kill someone. They also uncover a growing obsession with serial killers, books, online content, and material saved focused on infamous murderers.
Oh my god,
Detectives begin to realize this was far more than just a morbid curiosity. Over time, these candidates' interest in true crime had evolved into something far darker for Levi. Now, detectives are left trying to determine whether this interest in violence had consumed them both.
I'm so bored.
Because Levi and Hunter are twins, the blood DNA recovered at the scene is consistent
No,
with
no,
both
no,
of
no,
them.
no, no,
Something
no.
detectives choose to intentionally keep from Levi. Instead, they plan to tell him that the DNA points specifically to him, hoping this pressure will make him crack. But if Levi is the criminal genius he thinks he is, he will easily be able to see through the detective's bluff.
So,
No!
you've never been in Denise's house, never been, okay. Do you know what DNA is? You ever heard of it? I've heard of it. Okay. So, we're trying to figure out, and I want you to help me explain this, okay, why your blood would be in Denise's house. That's what we're trying to figure out.
Well, I'm not sure.
It's like
I don't know,
4 million, shouldn't it be?
How is it my blood? Like,
That's what we're trying to find out.
because I don't know why it would be in my house. I know I didn't house.
A minute?
That's what we're trying to figure out.
So
That's why we're
it definitely would be.
Look, when we got those.
Oh, okay, I'm getting trash stuff now
Well, we
again. I
compared
don't know
that
what's wrong
to the
now.
blood in the house, and it's really.
There's like a couple of times that just this happens.
I don't know what explanation I could give you.
Alright. I can actually sell money.
That would be.
I can actually sell most of these.
How that would happen.
Must be really good stuff. It's mine.
Because there's no other way.
It's mine. Yes. Yes. Sir. I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky. Lucky. I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky. Yes, sir. I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky. It's better than. Oh my god. Wow. It's actually better than most of the things I have.
I told me the truth. I don't think you're telling me all the truth.
It's better than all the things I have.
Well, I think you're about to get hurt.
I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky. And now we looks cool. And now we have all the new stuff. Newbie stuff. See?
Don't need your blood. We got swabs.
Newbie
I
stuff.
just mean like, did somebody put my blood in that house for a reason?
Oh, I don't know. You keep telling me. But they? I didn't put your
I
blood
don't have any enemies.
I didn't put your blood there.
I mean, I'm 13, I don't know anybody that put my blood in the house, but.
I don't know why I just did that. I don't even have 50. I had 4 million daily.
Well, I want to get past this, and we're not getting past this. You don't know, I don't know.
Why did I just sell that? Sell all.
I'm not sure if you can resolve it. I'm yeah, it's limited. I mean, listen, I wholeheartedly believe that there's two types of things. You've got monsters, you've got people who I think I was under the 7 recently.
So,
Help us explain.
What do you disagree with about that statement?
I just think that, there's a lot of different types of people in the world. There's not monsters, people who commit mistakes. Well, I'm simplifying things in terms of, a crime, a murder, right? There's two types of people. Monster. Like an example of the murder, then it would be a monk, right? Not
He's in control of the situation. Levi never asks for a lawyer or even his mother, and unsurprisingly, fails to catch the detective's bluff about his DNA. While Levi remains convinced he's outsmarted the police. He has no idea that while the evidence uncovered in his room is already doing enough, detectives are about to find on his phone will destroy any chance of walking free.
I have 6 of them. Spile month.
Receive the final
Month.
investigation. After searching the brothers'
Okay, I wanted
phones
the
and social media
I
activity,
think the soccer ball's a monument.
Just one day after the murder,
It could be
Levi
monuments.
writes, "This one was a fighter, and detectives realize this wasn't a spur-of-the-moment act. Levi had been planning a murder for months, with searches of how to choose the perfect victim, how to strangle someone, and how to defeat a police interrogation. And they would uncover even more evidence tying Levi directly to the scene. Not only was the watch confirmed to be Levi's, but inside his room, they discovered a shirt covered in Sheila's blood, and gloves matching the ones from the crime scene. Even without a full confession, detectives know they have enough evidence to formally charge him. With this, his interrogations finally come to an end, and as the detective steps there to inform the parents that one of their young sons is an alleged killer, all they can do is sit in church, silently waiting to hear their son's fate.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm really lucky. It's another transcendent. It's another transcendent. Give me the burger. Oh, burger. No burger. I want a burger, buddy. All I want is a burger. A burger. Okay, that is kind of fast. But not Sonic feed. That sounds stupid. Jump, jump, jump. Oh my god, again and again and again and again. I'm so lucky. So lucky. Again and again and again and again. I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky. Oh my god, I took my spit. Oh, I started dying. When did he? Ooh, what does he have it? How does he have that? Did he like rebirth or something? But I don't think rebirth does that. Do I have it? No. Or he just can't see it. No, he might be in a clan. Oh.
After finally learning what their son had done, Levi's family are allowed to come to terms with a devastating reality. With the overwhelming evidence against him, on November 10, 2025, Levi Hart ultimately pleads guilty to aggravated murder, aggravated burglary, and strangulation in the killing of Sheila Tenpenny. And because of his age, Levi receives the maximum sentence allowed under juvenile law. He will remain in a juvenile facility until he turns 21. He is expected to be released in 2033. But for Sheila's family, the outcome still doesn't feel like justice. Under juvenile sentencing laws, Levi cannot legally remain incarcerated beyond that age. And at Levi's sentencing, the lead investigator warned the court, telling the judge he made a mistake. It was good luck for us that he did, but in the future, is he going to learn from those mistakes? That's what I'm concerned about. For the detectives involved in the investigation, there remains a terrifying possibility that Sheila was not the end of Levi's violence, but only the beginning of what he could be capable of. And while this case left our next case on
I'm so bored.
is never supposed to reach.
Well, I'm gonna put this whole video into
dozen gunshots